Hello, I'm Brian Ibarra. I work with the GemVision support team. I came to GemVision a few years ago, and with me I brought over 25 years experience in the jewelry industry. Everything from a bench jeweler, custom designer, hand fabricator, and jewelry sales. Out of that time, I spent over 10 years doing custom CAD design work, using primarily GemVision products, Matrix. Today we're going to go over a few of the aspects of the new Matrix 7 that are going to help make your jewelry designing a lot easier. We're going to primarily touch on the gem tools. So much custom jewelry involves gemstones. And these gemstones can come from a number of places, whether it's in your safe or provided by a customer. But the one common factor that they all have is that they have to be set and laid out by your jeweler. The tools in Matrix 7 help you to make this a much easier process. Let's take a look at what we've got. In the gem loader, we've got your basic gem shapes. In the diamond configuration for the gemstones, these gems have all been scanned using a Saran scanner. This adds to the accuracy of the gemstone itself. The faceting is correct. The shapes are correct. And this will make your setting and your designing a lot easier to work with. And when it comes time for you to do your render, it also makes it more photorealistic. So now that we've gone over the gem loader a little bit, let's go ahead and actually see how we can throw a gem out on the screen and manipulate it. You can see it there on the screen, and now we can interact with our move, scale, and rotate functions to move this and position it around the screen to anywhere we need it to go. Next, we're going to take a look at how we can add a head to a gem. So let's take a look at what I've got. So we select the gem, go to our F6 menu, choose our head builder, and it's going to start to ghost out what this head is going to look like. Well, we definitely don't want that two-prong version, so let's look at our other options over here. And I'm going to choose the 4-prong, and we can choose any of these others if we wanted to as well. As you can see here, we've also got all of our controls right on the screen for adjusting the height of the head, the angle of it, as well as our prong height, prong diameters. And then when we're done, just hit enter, and now that becomes physical geometry inside of Matrix 7. Well, what if they don't want a head? Maybe they want a bezel. Well, let's go ahead and first get rid of the head that we've got on this piece. We'll select the gem again, and we'll go to our bezel selection. And again, same type of controls. We've got all the controls to adjust the angle, our height, and all of this is right on the screen for you to be able to make these adjustments. You can adjust the dome height, which this really comes in handy when you need that extra little bit of meat to pound over onto that gem when your setter is setting this. Now that we've got our gem out, we've built a head for it of some sort. Maybe we want to add some gems running down the shank of a ring. So let's go ahead and see how we do that in Matrix 7. So here on the ring, I've highlighted a curve that I'm going to add gems to. And we're going to go gems on curve. And again, as you can see, we've got control handles that we can work with to manipulate the positioning of these gems. So now that we've gone ahead and showed you how to add a single row of gems down the shank of your ring, let's show you how to add multiple rows of gems. For example, maybe you want to do a 3-row pave. We've made this really easy in the new Matrix 7. So let's see how we do that. So we've got our ring back out on the screen, and I've got the builder up, so let's go ahead and add our curves. And the gemstones pop out. Well, the first thing we need to do is tell them where to point, and we want them to point at our ring. Now look at that. That looks like a mess, but let's go ahead and finish out the rest of the parameters. So let's adjust our gemstone size. And you see everything starting to fall into shape now. Let's adjust the spacing on the rows. And there you've got it. Now we've got a 3-row pave layout just waiting for us to add prongs, and then we're done. All right, so now sometimes a customer's going to come in and they're going to give you a gemstone that's not in Matrix or odd enough that you have to draw a custom gem. Well, we make that easy for you. we have custom gem tools inside of Matrix. So we can start off with a picture or a scan. And as you can see on my screen, I'm going to start off with this scanned gem. With a couple swipes of the mouse to load this into our builder, we can start creating a custom gemstone. Reposition this so you can see it better. There we go. And now it's just a matter of adjusting these sliders so that your gemstone meets the physical dimensions and requirements of the gemstone you have on hand. We can adjust everything from the bulge factor to the depth to the facet count, all the aspects that it needs in order to create a realistic gem. And when you're done, click the Make Gem button, and voila, you've got a custom gem that you can use and manipulate within Matrix. One of the other tools that we have in Matrix 7 is the Cluster Builder. Let's take a look at that. So we've already got a gemstone out on the screen, and we're going to add this into our builder. Fill in all of our parameters here, which I've already gone ahead and done so. And let's click Add a Gem. And just like that, it throws out all the gemstones for you around this cluster. I'll change our view, and now we can see those laid out. Well, that's not all. We need to be able to add prongs and underbezels to this too. So let's go ahead on to the next step and click Add Bezels. And there's all of our underbezels for those. On to our next step and add prongs. Takes just a moment to run through, and it's going to add all of these prongs for you, as you can see it running through on the screen now. And you've got the ability to add one prong on the end, two prongs on the end, two prongs on the inside, one prong on the inside, whatever fits your design needs. Next, we're going to go over some of the pave tools in Matrix 7. They've been completely designed to make laying out pave a lot easier for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got. I'm going to select our pave dialog and follow my command prompts, and I'm going to select the base curve that I want the pave to start from. The default size here of 1 millimeter for my gems maximum and 0.9 minimum is okay by me, and I'm just going to hit run. And as you watch this, this is going to automatically fill in the space provided with those gem sizes. Then it's going to wiggle and jiggle them about to adjust the sizes and the spacing in order to make the maximum number of gemstones fit correctly. So now that we have those gemstones laid out, maybe they're not 100% laid out exactly the way that you want them to. Maybe there's a little bit bigger voids than you're willing to deal with. We've got this great tool called the Springs tools. And what that's going to do is give us the ability to move the gemstones around. So let's go ahead and take a look at how that actually works. We can go ahead and drag these gemstones around, and you notice all the other gemstones in relationship to it move and fill in the space. So we can push and pull and tweak this to our heart's content to make this layout exactly the way we want to. Now that we've got this all laid out, it's all done, we need to order our gems. We need to know what we've got in that piece. So let's go over to our gem reporter. We'll move that on up. So right now it's telling us right here that we've got a total weight of 0.93 carats and a total gem count of 270. But what does that consist of? How many of those are 1 millimeter? How many of those are 9.9 millimeters? It breaks the entire thing down right here for you. I hope you've enjoyed this tour of all the exciting gem tools inside of Matrix 7. From easy gem reporting to powerful layout tools and setting features. We've got everything you need.